Hi YouTubers, and thank you for tuning into the Dinosaur Type Toy Review. And it actually is quite sunny today. Of course, yes, it is warm. I did hear that next week we are going to be experiencing some hot weather, of course, yes, once again peaking onto like the low 30s or the mid 30s, so hopefully if I'm going to be doing videos like that, well, I think it's going to be less likely because I don't want to expose myself being too, you know, narky in a sense, because if I would have shown nipples, I'll be completely flagged. And yes, it will be way too hard for YouTube to see that as either a kid's video or an adult's video. So maybe I should take a break and not do toy reviews and do any videos like that in hot conditions, because for what I've done before, it's very hard for me to pull off. And whenever I'm wearing clothes on top, like a t-shirt for example, it makes it very hard for me to concentrate. But anyways, of course, yes, maybe until like the next rainstorm happens again. I did hear, apart from the hot weather, we are going to be experiencing some thunderstorms, I suppose, hopefully some very big rainfall peaks by the middle of August, and I'm just hoping we're going to get a damp August, apart from a hot one, but also a humidly damp August. But anyways, I'm just going to take a look at 3 of those Waterbird toys. 2 of these are Seagull themed products. One of them is a Canadian Geese product. Well, we'll take a look at these 2 here first. I'm going to show you this one here. This is called a Blackheaded Gale. It's basically an adult transitional plumage flock 12-pack. It's a flip-out origami British wildlife collection toy that costs about £10. And there's the back of the packaging. Now, whenever I'm doing VLOGUST toy reviews, instead of basically showing you the toys right off where my face is, or not where my face is, I'm going to be doing just like what I'd normally do for August. So yes, here are all the Blackheaded Gales. The ones which have chocolate brown heads are the ones in summer plumage or breeding plumage. And the ones which have dark patches on their eyes, of course, they have brown patches on their eyes. And also the back of where the heads are. So this one looks like it's got covered in a lot of blood. That's nasty to see, eh? I don't know why, it almost looks like they've got blood covered in those sort of birds, which is narky, but I probably presume it's the beak colour. Of course, yes, if you're looking for a head plumage like that, that's like a non-breeding / winter plumage. All of them have names, but I'm not going to show them all, because obviously it's going to be way too long if I did videos like this on YouTube, and I've got a funny feeling that is a summer Blackheaded Gale. Of course, yes, we're literally in August. So yes, you'll definitely see less of those in that head plumage, because instead of this, they'll be going like that. So yes, that is basically going to be the main head plumage for the rest of August, and they'll be back. Oh, sorry, I've dropped a pink felt tip marker pen, and also a trio of summer plumage Blackheaded Gales. This one's taking the dive already. I've got a USB fan because it's still quite muggy. I know it'll be hot next week, but crockies. Talk of climate change, and if we do too much climate change, man, that will be very lethal. Of course, you've got 2 more of those Blackheaded Gales. I suppose you'll be seeing them around, well, let's just say as early, or maybe let's just say early January, late December, or possibly like the rest of them in February. I guess that's when the head feathers will be molting, I suppose. And of course, yes, because it's August, and because these birds have stopped breeding, and normally August is the time of the year when birds stop breeding and make nests. In fact, they all demolish their nests, as always as per usual. They just feed their young just before their long migration towards autumn and winter in order to escape the freezing cold winters. And that's what August is all about, and also like autumn time as well. But hey, let's take a look at this product here. Flip Out Origami British Wildlife Collection. Both of them, in fact, all the Waterbird toys. They're not Mockingbird toys. It's a swimming herringo adult, parental pair, and juvenile lost. Or should I say, it actually says last. I'm sure I've never said the word lost. It says last sucker post-breeding scene 5-pack. It costs about £8 or £7.99. That's what it looks like on the back. Crockies, they look fairly nice, especially the mackerels. Out they come. Ooh, let's go ahead and take a look at the fish first, because I'm very curious. Yeah, so they look fairly nice, and to me, whenever I see those mackerels, boom, those straightforward look fairly nice indeed. And there you go, that's what they all look like. And of course, yes, I think it's the same with all the other mackerels I've shown in previous videos. I'm not sure if we can focus on that one closely via camera. And of course, yes, the juvenile herring gull, it actually looks more like a lesser blackback gull. But people say, oh, but it looks more like a herring gull. Well, actually, almost, because obviously, well, sort of, because obviously, there's its name here, juvenile herring gull, if that makes any sense. Of course, yes, I think I've made those birds here in a lighter shade of brown and not this style of brown, which is a darkish brownish colour. And of course, yes, I've got two of those herring gulls. Both of them are basically in the same sort of head plumage, because obviously, since it's August, I bet you what, by the very late part of summer, which is of course the very last week of August, which actually transitions all the way towards September, funnily enough, their heads will be in a dirty streak of browning. So that's what these birds are going to be like once winter rolls in. But even then, even if it is going to be a hot week next week, I tell you what, the summer heat is actually very short-lived. So please make up the most, and also be very careful of water. That's one thing I have to warn you guys, because please use water wisely. And of course, yes, we haven't had that much rain during 2022, which is a very shameful sort of part though, but that's the way people often tend to think of summer. It's always mostly dry, but not always. Here's another one of those. This is what I'm going to finish off. This is a Canadian Geese or Canada Geese late summer pre-migrational roost and stopover delicacy scenery toy pack. £10.50 this product costs. The other goose species I was also thought of replicating is the bar-headed goose. I might try and make that hopefully in another time, I suppose, because, well, I've actually seen it before in Cannon Hill Park, and it's one of the other bird species that I've actually came across, because, well, whoever wants to see a bar-headed goose, which is quite remarkable. Of course, yes, I've seen it before in Cannon Hill Park. A very strange looking goose species it was. Of course, yes, we've got some lily pads, which look like in the shape of Valentine's Day hearts. Obviously in a very, sort of very weird, yucky sort of green colour, but hey, that's what lily pads are meant to be, unlike the other set which contained the frogs in it, I suppose, hey? Then you also have those pieces of bread. Of course, yes, bread is bad for the birds, so yes, you might as well just chuck them straight in the bin and swap for some healthy supplements such as seeds. And here are the Canadian geese. Now, I can tell you what, guys, this actually reminds me of the other Canadian geese product. It wasn't to do with the 12-pack that came with 12 geese, but I think it was the 12-pack that had 6 geese and 6 pieces of bread, which contained like aggressive Canadian geese fighting over bread. And hey, that was one product that I actually thought of. Of course, yes, Canadian geese don't have to be aggressive during the breeding season. Of course, yes, they can be aggressive at any time of any year. Okay, so especially during feeding frenzies, if you know what I mean, because obviously feeding frenzies are diabolically powered by bread, obviously by humans, if you know what I mean. And yes, I can tell you what, guys, these geese, I mean, they look terrifying in real life. As a person who has, how would you say, anatidophobia or ornithophobia, if anyone's afraid of birds, well, obviously, most of us are not. I can tell you what, guys, those guys look pretty awesome indeed. And hey, I can tell you what, these geese, they're actually quite amazing, yet annoying at times, because obviously, here in the United Kingdom, we get a lot of Canadian geese. That's just me making a freaking goose sound. But hey, maybe I'm just thinking of the Untitled Goose Game. Maybe I could make a sequel called Untitled Goose Game 2.0. That could be a reality. Well, I think that's about it in this sort of quickie toy review. And mind you, I am starving, so yes, I can tell you what, guys, once dinner time rolls in, man, I can tell you what, I'm pretty much starving. Waiting for my supper at the moment, of some rice. But hey, I know next week is going to be hot, but I can tell you what, guys, it will be the last of the summer heat. So anyways, if you really enjoyed in this pretty amazing Waterbird toy trio toy review, please give this video a like, subscribe for more of that videos in the future. And my crockies, the sun is pretty strong here, but I can tell you what, by August, or should I say by the time when August progresses, that way I think, well, the UV index, or should I say the ultraviolet index, of how strong the sun is going to get weak. Anyways, as always, thanks so much for watching and stay cool and bye for now this summer. Bye.